Yes, my dear friend, welcome back to the channel. Very good afternoon to you wherever you are on the globe, on the continent of Africa, in Europe, in America, in Canada, Australia, or right here in Southeast Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, you are highly welcome to this very hot afternoon. Yes, it is Hot Monday afternoon special edition. Let's get started. We are still on international break. Games were played on Saturday. Some were played Sunday, which was yesterday. Today, some one or two games will be played. Yes. Sorry. One or two games will be played tonight. And our players will be heading back to Cobham. Ladies and gentlemen. But you see, one interesting thing that I want us to take a look at tonight, or this afternoon, depends on where you are, before we go to some other important issues on our decks right now. The menu is heavy. Don't go anywhere. Make sure you watch to the end. Make sure you stay to the end. Look, you see, Thomas Tuchel was appointed England head coach some few weeks ago, or just about a month ago, right? Now, since his appointment, this is the first full international break he had, watching the England players performing. Lo and behold, Chelsea players were right there, and he was observing. I actually did not see him at the stadium, but I know definitely he'll be watching closely with players, because the England job is a very huge job. Thomas Tuchel will be watching Madueke's defensive display, watching the replay, and seeing what Noni Madueke did for the England setup. I asked myself, is it the same Noni Madueke we were watching in Chelsea setup the past few weeks? His defensive work. Look, and you'll be thinking, yeah, that's my right wing back. Do you think Noni Madueke has sorted out Thomas Tuchel's right wing back challenges with England? Well, we wait to see. But Thomas Tuchel right now, and wait a minute, you see, the irony of the matter is that Saka, the Arsenal star man, Saka is right there. We know, Saka is not defensive minded. Noni Madueke is much more defensive minded than Saka. The question is, between Saka and Noni Madueke, who is he going to be choosing? Remember, Thomas Tuchel is one of our own. Well, in my own opinion, Madueke is going to bench Saka under Thomas Tuchel team. In my own opinion, Noni Madueke will bench Saka under Thomas Tuchel. I'll be there watching closely. In fact, Saka might not even get a call up at all. Oh yes, it is time for me to promote my boy, Noni Madueke. Knowing Thomas Tuchel and the defensive work rate of Noni Madueke, look, sometimes give credit where credit is due. Noni Madueke does better. Apart from attacking, he does better in defensive ways. Saka loves to attack, but he lacks the defensive aspect of the job. Well, quickly, I'll not waste much of your time. It is hot afternoon. And hey, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon, I want to ask you, have you ever thought about Pogba Casado pivot in Chelsea setup? Pogba Casado setup in, pivot in Chelsea setup. Pogba right now is a free agent. He's been released by Juventus. We know his capabilities. It didn't work out perfectly under Jose Mourinho with Manchester United due to ego. The two men have big egos. Mourinho's ego and Pogba had that feeling of the boss player. And Jose, you cannot play under Jose with that mentality, boss player. If you want to be a boss player, then deliver it on the pitch of play. It brought a lot of issues between them. But right now, Pogba is a free agent. Was released. He will start training with, full speed in January. And he will be eligible to start playing active football by March. He's been set free from the drug allegations. I mean, the 4-year ban has been reduced to only 18 months, so he'll finish serving by March. But Juventus actually terminated his contract on mutual agreement. Do you think Paul, as a free agent, in this Chelsea setup, oh yes, in this Chelsea setup, Paul Pogba, Moise Caicedo pivot in Chelsea right now, I personally, I think it will be explosive. Paul with his attacking mindedness and the defensive work rate and the hard work, the physicality. Don't you think that is what Chelsea need right now in our midfield? I'm setting an agenda, right? Let me hear from you guys. Imagine that, Chelsea fans. Imagine that Paul Pogba and Caicedo, I believe they complement each other perfectly. Free transfer, I think he takes the squad. He will take Chelsea to the next level. He will ease some of the physicality burden on Moise Caicedo. And also central creativity burden from Palmer. Oh yes, central creativity burden from Cole Palmer. And it will free Cole Palmer to do more. Caicedo will be more relaxed. The defensive work and the creativity that is needed in that pivot area will also be done. Dear friends, he will also add experience to an otherwise young squad. What do you think? Paul Pogba to Chelsea, free agent. Should we go in for him? Let me know from you in the comments section. But quickly, you see, it is hot in the afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Nkunku starts for France national team as number 10. The past few days, we've been talking about Nkunku's real position, his actual position, which position suits him better or is best for Christopher Nkunku. Many of you commented and said, well, the wing. Some says, oh, he's number 8. Others were like, or the view, oh, he's number 10. In the France setup, Christopher Nkunku started on the number 10 position over the weekend. Oh yes, against Italy. And France demolished Italy 3-0. France demolished Italy 3-0. Christopher Nkunku played the number 10 position. Now, it is what it is. As you can see it on your screen. The France setup, Thuram, Noni, then Nkunku playing the number 10 role. Ladies and gentlemen, this is minus, this setup you can see on the screen is minus the talisman. Yes, the talisman from Real Madrid. Who is he? We all know him. Kylian Mbappe was missing. Kylian Mbappe was omitted from this current squad. We were told, from my understanding, he took permission and the coaches, they allowed him. He really wanted to cement his place in this Real Madrid side. And he was allowed. Yet, France was able to demolish Italy. Minus who? Kylian Mbappe. Minus Kylian Mbappe. And that allowed Christopher Nkunku to play the number 10 role. For me, it is a great thing. It's good. It means that Chris, in that number 10 role, Chelsea, we have so much. We have so much. In the absence of Kylian Mbappe, for France to be able to beat Italy 3-0 with Christopher Nkunku playing the number 10 role, dear friend. As a matter of fact, now look at this on your screen. It ended 8. I said that's a 3-0. 3-1. Sorry. You know, my Italian fans, please, I'm sorry. 3-1. Yes, it is 3-1. Look, you see, when I look closely at France midfield, it seems to me, in Europe right now, France has the best midfield. France has the best, they have it in numbers. A lot of players. Look, is it Noni Makele? I want to be able to get a names for you clearly. A lot of names. Over 20 players in France midfield alone. Yes. France got more than 20 midfielders. More than 20 midfielders. And for Christopher Nkunku to be able to be the one that will manage or handle their midfield, the number 10 position, speaks a lot. That is what you can see on your screen. Over 20 midfielders from France alone. You can see all the names right there on your screen. I don't have the time to mention all the names, but there are big names right there, as you can see on your screen. They won against Italy 3-1. Ladies and gentlemen, 3-1. Well, Christopher Nkunku celebrated his return to the France team with a goal in a 4-1 victory over Israel. Actually, before this current game. Yeah, their first game. Nkunku's maiden goal for France, almost 10 months after his last cap, held France to a 6 points from 3 games. You know, one behind Italy before they now met Italy and beat Italy 3-1. Ladies and gentlemen, he scored a goal also last week for France. It's not perfect. We are in transition period, but there are some good things with players who have qualities and now need to confirm. The coach added. That is the French coach. 4 days before the Blues trip to Brussels. Dear friend, there's so much quality on the side of France. Well, let's move on. Another Chelsea player that I want to talk about tonight. I spoke about him briefly in my earlier video. Pedro Neto and the Portugal team. Pedro Neto, yes. For me, the best summer signing for Chelsea by far. Pedro Neto. Roberto Martinez speaking about Pedro Neto, and this is what he has to say. Pedro Neto is at Chelsea because he is more than ready for the biggest or for the highest level. He is tremendously unbalanced player. Ladies and gentlemen, Roberto Martinez speaking about Pedro Neto, the Portugal star. Pedro Neto is at Chelsea because he is more than ready for the highest level. He is tremendously unbalanced player. This is an English word. When you say someone is unbalanced or something is unbalanced, in other words, he is an unstable. He is unstable. He is not, I'm not too sure if you're getting it. But I want you to set your mind first of all to the first statement. Pedro Neto is at Chelsea because he is more than ready for the highest level. Then he continues. He is tremendously unbalanced. I have seen a lot of social media comments on this, and that is why I brought it up. Maybe you might have seen it also. Dear friends, if you have seen it, then I want you to analyze it this way. Number one, Roberto Martinez is not an English. He is not an English. Roberto Martinez is not an English. He might be trying to describe a player in a certain way, in a specific, the adjectives or what, I don't know what to use for it, but he got it wrong. The fact that he started by saying the young man Pedro Neto is at Chelsea because he is more than ready for the next level, for the highest level. That should tell you that the word he chose there to use is not what he actually meant. He is tremendously unbalanced. The word unbalanced I want to believe he tried to say he's unpredictable in his delivery. Well, it's up to you. Let me hear from you in the comment section. I don't have enough time to elaborate that more on that. But based on social media commentary, that is why I brought this up. To let you know, he didn't mean the player is unstable or unbalanced when it comes to play. No, he is working above expectation. Because the player now believes that he's ready for the highest level. Pedro Neto, he is the best signing for Chelsea this last summer. Quickly, before I go to the shout out, Koulibaly, yes, Koulibaly, the Senegalese international that Chelsea signed. The early stages of this new ownership, if my memory serves me right, yeah. But then, from Napoli, he came in and sustained injury. The Premier League was tough. Koulibaly, he is a defender. The Premier League was so tough. He sustained injury. We didn't see the best of him. Actually, he even scored an own goal all the time. Many times he gave the ball out and we lost the games. You know, speaking about Nicolas Jackson as a French international and winning Ballon d'Or, I'm not too sure how many fans out there believe that Nicolas Jackson one day could win a Ballon d'Or. I'm not too sure how many of you believe. I believe that Jackson can win it. Listen, the best striker in the Premier League this season, Jackson. Koulibaly speaking about Nicolas Jackson, he said Nico Jackson has to believe he can be world class. Jackson has to believe he can be world class. All the players who have won the Ballon d'Or believe they could. So you have to put this in Nico's head. I don't tell him to be selfish and ignore his teammates, but he has to think about the Ballon d'Or. If you put this image in his head, he can achieve it. And that's what I tell him all the time. Jackson must put in his head he can be the world best and he can win the Ballon d'Or. This season, he's performing even better than Haaland. So what Koulibaly is saying is absolutely correct. He's right. But the mentality to win it must be there. Jackson must have the mentality. I'll revisit this another time. Not enough time right now. Ladies and gentlemen, should we continue? Cole Palmer reveals what he did to his City 2022-2023 treble medals. Cole Palmer was with Man City when City won the treble, the Champions League, the Premier League, and the FA Cup. Yes, he was right with City. And he revealed what he did to his medals. Guess what he did? He said, I gave them the medals to my mom. I wanted to restock, clear them out so I can stock up again. It's like I chose now to clear my wardrobe, to restock my wardrobe with brand new clothing. I gave them out because I want to restock. That is Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer. Well, from tomorrow, our players are going to be returning to Cobham. Quickly, some shout out before I let you go. And Efiok Moses says, good afternoon, sir. Salon's blog. Please, when will our Chelsea men play with our women? I want to know who is the real king among. There is only one king. Our ladies can never be king, they can only be queen. And Efiok Moses, big shout out to you. I will not read the rest of your message because I don't understand where you are coming from. I don't know what you are taking this afternoon. Tell me what you've taken. How do you tell me our ladies to be, they should prove who is a real king? And Efiok Moses, big shout out to you, my good friend out there. Ibrahim Shola says, good week, good new week. Ibrahim Shola, is that all you can write to me? All right, good new week to you also. Big shout out to you, my dear friend. The next one says, happy new week. Again from Ibrahim Shola. All right. Yes, this one is 2-page letter. And you know where it's coming from? You should know by now. The only person that writes me 2-3 page letters. Odunayo Oyo from where? Good day, Mr. Salon. My name is Odunayo Ojo from Lagos, Nigeria. You are doing a great job. Please keep it up. Oh, on Chelsea issue generally, I prefer Chelsea go for a potent striker and stop relying on Nicolas Jackson. Otherwise, they will lose out on their quest to compete for trophies this season. Also, they need to take some drastic steps to sign McQueen, centre back, because the Sassi and Badashele are not Chelsea level at all. Big shout out to you, Nayo. Let me end it there. Your message is about 2 or 3 pages. I'll see you guys in the next one when you see me, dear friends. Shalom and peace.